He found an ancient vial of
Icarus.
blood and thought it was drugs. So he injected. He shot up.
With fair warning from the DM that it was.
Retta's sitting here like,
you might want to think about not doing that.
and I'm like, but it's Icarus. And he's like, that's
like-
fair, but like, and I was just like,
Out of character, you gotta be okay that some results are gonna happen. And now
Yeah.
Icarus looks a little different.
so I think the differences you stated were skin is blue, skin is also like snake-like
Yeah,
scale.
yeah.
My eyes are now slitted like cats and snakes, where they're vertical slits.
But hourglasses.
And then my tongue, it's
but
not
they're
forked.
hourglasses instead of being like cat slits.
Hourglasses, that's what it was. They're hourglasses. And then it's been kind of hard to tell for a long time, but at the end of last season, Icarus did a drug from somewhere he definitely shouldn't have done one, and his eyes have glown with green fire for the past 5 years. So that's not super weird, but it is super weird, but it's not abnormal. So because technically that was happening the
It's
whole
not
time.
abnormal to you guys.
Oh, and then his tongue is not forked, but it is like pointed now.
Yeah, and really long like Gene Simmons.
And occasionally he'll like stick it up his nose to dig cocaine out of it, you know. And like you've seen him snort cocaine by sticking his tongue out, pouring a line, and then snorting.
God.
It's convenient. Who needs a coke nail?
Oh yeah, no. Icarus has never really been into coke nails though, because he's still a high elf. He has some standards when it
Yeah, I
comes
know.
to
He's definitely a high elf.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah, exactly. No, he doesn't have a coke nail. He has a little thing that he'll like a fake nail that he'll
Yeah.
put on that serves the purpose of a coke nail.
He's
I
a
can
high
almost see him
elf.
just like getting the vial and holding it to one of his nostrils and like going head back and snorting it that way.
Oh yeah.
So, we find ourselves here. Who wants to tell us why we're here, what we're doing, what our objective is?
Well, last round or last time, we
On
was
Dragon Ball Z.
we was just minding our own business, heading to look for this guy named Timmy out in the mountains. You know, he's kind of a folklore legend sort of person. And well, we was traversing, and we found this angry moth inside a cart, and it kind of puked all over a bunch of people, and they got all hardened and stuck in there and stuff like that. So we had to kill the thing, and then we had to figure out how to deal with the hardened, caked-on mess that it puked on people.
And here's what you know
We
of
found
it.
the dead bodies of the What is this?
This is... You can use that later.
Okay.
That's the picture you guys got of the thing that you're looking... It lives in this thing. But I'll bring it up when you get there.
Supposedly.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I hadn't gotten to that part of the story yet.
Yeah, I know. I it was a
So
little early.
We found this moth inside of an upturned wagon. We killed the moth. We freed Thalrak from the mess that he was in. And then we also found the dwarves that had been riding on the wagon, and we tried to hide that from Thalrak, and that didn't go very well at all, really. And then we decided to take a nap. And so while we were taking a nap, which is, you know, what you usually do at night when it's time to go to sleep, well, Voltaire started hearing singing in the lake, and nobody else really. Did anybody else hear the singing in the
Yes,
lake?
everyone heard it because Icarus started playing the Halo theme back.
Great. So everybody hears the music, but Voltaire understands the music, right? And he gets all nervy. And he's like, I gotta go talk to the music maker. And he tries to jump in the lake. We obviously didn't want that. We had some issues with that. We ended up having to basically knock him unconscious and incapacitate him. We ran away from the lake, and he was so adamant about going back that we had to go in there and modify his memory.
Voltaire has gone from sympathetic character to, oh my god, this thing is evil. A sympathetic character more than anybody else in this campaign. And you guys don't even know about the stuff that's making him sympathetic right now. Only the people who've watched this and aren't in the party and played the thumbs up, thumbs down game know.
Yeah.
So, sorry, continue.
Oh no, that's about it. We ran away. We modified his memory. We tapped camp right there on the screen, and I guess we're waking up now.
Yeah, and this is what you got an impression of the thing that lives in here somewhere.
Don't forget the fake PNG. That's important.
The what?
The fake PNG.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yes, that's integral to the creature.
Yes.
Is it daytime or nighttime?
Morning time.
Okay.
Well,
Also,
technically it'd be morning because we were sleeping last night when we ended up running away and restarting our long rest.
yeah. So it would be morning, right? That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. Also, we now have this as an item.
My new character is basically a false dragon. He's a demi-dragon where basically somebody turned him into a dragon, but he's still like he's very small, which is to keep him on par with like other player characters, you know, as far as power goes.
Yeah.
But then Mars West / Anselm, he bought my character, what was it, like 32 pounds of meat,
Yeah.
and just slapped it on the table.
And I have now made this a tool, by the way. So
So if we
anybody who
ever need
wants
to
to
feast upon our meat,
we now have a meat trade tool. I figured Voltaire might be applicable here.
Yeah, it's just maybe.
usually his mounds of meat are just whatever we just killed, and it's lying there.
Usually,
in
yeah,
front of
it's
us.
usually
Yeah.
all black and corrupt and nasty, though.
Yeah. They look too clean.
I mean, you tell us that you tell him that it smells like gravy and tacos and shit like that.
Well, yeah, it's not to anybody except for Voltaire. It's gross and nasty. Voltaire is loving it because of other. His body's going through some changes, guys. You just have to understand.
I mean, we've all been there. I can't fault him for that. I can fault him for wanting to rip out my tongue, but
Yes.
also, even now that he's had some time to calm down, even Ikrath is just like, God damn, if I ever need to deal with a mage and we haven't actually started fighting yet, I'm gonna try to rip their tongue out.
All right.
A really good strategy.
So you can take 6 loot points for your lovely summary.
Thank you.
As we stand on the precipice to whatever the fuck this goes to.
Had we determined that that's the direction we need to go? Is into the fucking
Yes,
ravine?
Voltaire was
Yes.
like, yeah, this is where we're. Well, I mean, Voltaire told you. Whether or not you believe Voltaire is up to you.
That's fair.
Hmm. We can do this 2 ways. We can do this the quicker way, or in my opinion, what might be the safer way. The quicker way is I ferry each of you down one by one or so. It might take me a minute or so. And you said it was 400 foot deep, Meta?
Yeah.
And there's hot air blowing up so he doesn't have to flap his wings to descend at 40 feet.
Correct. You could probably
And when-
hover down.
And when he goes up, it doubles his speed?
It does. That'll sound like things I told you.
Yes.
That's why I say to write things down, because Lord knows I ain't gonna remember. You did a good job. 1 loot point for you.
Thank you. I've just got a really good memory.
Hey, that works too.
Well, we've got 2 ways to do this. I can either ferry each of you down one by one, maybe a minute or so to get down there, with that hot air blowing up, maybe half a minute to get up. That's a minute and a half per person, and we make it down there, which takes roughly 4.5 minutes, maybe 6. Or we could, but a lot can happen in that time down there with me going up. Or we can rappel down, which might take us longer, but we'll
Okay.
all get down at the same time.
No, we can all just go down at the same time anyway.
The disc?
No, the disc is too small. It can only hold a few hundred pounds. But I am a wizard,
Voltaire's too
and I
much
do
for
have
that.
other spells that I can cast.
Oh yeah, Voltaire. By the way, you should have probably added roughly 50 pounds to your total mass at this point.
Even more?
Yeah,
Yes,
so
sir.
there's some stuff that's been going on. You've been getting denser. The material outside of your the spawn armor has been getting denser.
Any height difference yet, or am I still a foot taller than
No, you're
regular?
still the same. It's just instead of being like a porous black hard thing, now it's filling in.
Ah,
So there's more of it per square foot than there was before.
I gotcha.
But it's also not just like a crust, it's also like part of you. So like you couldn't like rip off the armor thing without it like ripping your flesh off with it and exposing your organs. So it's part of you. But continue. There's nothing to be concerned with that at all.
So we're gonna say that Rex was just like in a stasis this whole time, and he wakes up.
Yeah, he was on low power mode.
We we just put some wheels on your back and we've been pulling you around like those kids' toys, like the duck train. You know,
Hey guys, I think it's time to wake Rex up out of sleep mode. Does anybody remember the security pass key?
the reason why you've been out is because you were like, hit this button when it's time for me to wake up, and nobody remembered what button it was because the button is very well hidden, so that like that can't be happening in combat and stuff like that. And then as we're jostling you around this morning, somebody accidentally hits the button and you wake up.
Sure, let's run with that.
Yep.
So Rex wakes up and goes, "Where am I? Who are you?" And he points to Armag, and he looks at Ikrath. "What happened to you?"
Armag looks at Rex and he's just like, oh shit, he's alive.
And then Rex is gonna like look around and be like, "Why is it so bright?" And then
Hi. Put on that webcam thingy and I will get you lit in.
Yeah, hang on. Let me see here. Yeah.
You didn't miss too much. We mostly just missed
Okay.
recap.
Rex is gonna look up and say, "Where's the ceiling?"
Rex, there's no ceiling.
What do you mean?
The sky. We're on the surface.
Oh yeah, no, we've been out of the dungeon for like a week, mate.
He's gonna look at the sun and be like, "Why is it so bright?"
Oh, it's on fire, mate. Yeah, well, apparently while we were down there, somebody set the sun on fire.
Rex just like looks super confused.
Rex, that's the sun. It's all the light everywhere.
Are we in a different realm?
No, we're just not in the Underdark.
So you're telling me I spent my whole life in that dark, dreary cave and there's been all of this?
And this is the shitty part, honestly, man. Cause like, and he like, just gestures around everywhere. He's like, "There's nothing but monsters and like
Rock.
holes in the ground. You should see where these people. The holes in the ground there have little round covers made of metal, and underneath it, there's nothing but shit and rats."
Ikrath, I don't think that's a very fun thing.
That sounds repulsive.
That's what a city is.
Yes, I know what a city is, Ikrath. Why'd you describe it like that?
That's the most fascinating part of cities. There's just tons of people walking around, and the little round holes are the only thing that keeps us from smelling our own shit. It's amazing. And plus, you know, rats are pretty cool. Not like ducks. Sorry?
Okay, oh gosh.
Mark leans backwards over to Edge, and he's just like, "Is he okay?"
Edge is just like, he shakes his head a little bit. But he's also adds in is like, if you've been to a city with open sewers, I actually can understand where he's coming from.
Well, Rex, don't get too attached to all the everywhere, because we have to go down that hole.
Rex looks very disappointed.
Fumbles bounce.
Okay, so Voltaire can fly somebody down there. I can just jump off. And he looks at Armocked and Edge and Rex, and he's just like, "Can any of you guys make it down to the bottom by yourselves, climbing speed?"
If
Are
I
you
prepare an
watching
act,
the kid?
if I prepare to cast Misty Step and like cast it, just as I'm about to hit the ground, would that work?
I don't think so, because I think you still have the momentum. I don't know. It depends. I guess let's link the
It's
spell.
completely up to the DMs, but that's how most people play it. That if you jump straight down for however many hundreds of feet, it's usually like a dexterity saving throw to time it, or I think it's dexterity or wisdom saving throw. I've seen
Yeah,
it played both ways.
link the spell
time it.
text, and I'll decide on
Oh,
based
sure.
on the wording.
But then a lot of DMs will also make you include your momentum. So if you teleport, you have to teleport like sideways, so that way you just shoot off down the ravine.
Divine Shield. Misty Step. There. Not much.
No, you would still, because basically, if you're teleporting somewhere, you still have that momentum. You still have the momentum when you get there. So you would just splat 30 feet away.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, if we just all yeet off the cliff, I can just cast Featherfall on all of us. So,
Yeah, that could work too.
well,
Oh,
that
yeah.
that keeps us from taking fall damage because it slows us down to only 60 feet per round.
Am I back up at full HP?
Yeah, you slept.
Yeah, we got a long rest.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. How deep is this ravine? Have we been able to tell yet, Meta?
400 feet.
400 feet. I'm pretty sure we're good, but yeah, we'll be fine.
You could always cast it halfway.
Well, no, because if it's I suppose if it would be, that was actually stupid of me. I didn't mentally. If it's over 600 feet, I can't cast it as soon as we jump. I would have to time it somewhere because the spell would run out before we land, and then we'd all take fall damage. But yeah, we can just yeet the fuck off. I have that spell prepared.
It's much easier than rappelling down or me.
And technically, we can even include Thalrak in that because it's up to 5 characters. But I've got my Featherfall cloak, so.
And Voltaire probably doesn't need
he's
it.
had this for a while, but he's got that retractable feather, like raven feather cloak that pops in and out, so that he can just pop out. And so he just wears the feather cloak. Cape, sorry.
Have we determined how deep this was while I was
400
not
feet.
here yet? Okay.
400 feet, yeah.
I don't think I brought enough rope. Unless I would have ahead of time. I don't know. I'm starting to think the Featherfall idea might be the best idea.
Yeah. Well, into the abyss, I suppose.
Oh, we're going down that one.
Yes, into the hole. Does it cast Featherfall?
Well, no, it's a reaction, so we actually have
Oh.
to jump first. But he's gonna, like, as soon as we've all jumped, he's gonna be like, "Fuck it!"
Once the count is down.
Let's see. One's first. After that's the
Okay,
one.
not Ikarath then. Got it.
Armak just points at his throat like, "Can't be me," because he can't talk.
Rex just says, "On 3, we jump."
Icarus jumps.
No!
He got his wires crossed. And he was like, okay, so, because he just assumed we were going to go on 3, and then he heard somebody say 3, so he just was like, fuck, and he jumps.
Rex
Oh,
just
there
like
goes the growth.
Rex
It
just
just-
shrugs and says, "Okay."
Edge just jumps after him because
Like, so Icarus, like, jumps off, like, you know, he's, like, jumping off of a building. Armok, like, starts to, like, run down the side and leaps down so that he's catching up to Icarus as he falls.
Walter just kind of calmly steps off and sends down to them.
Rex just assumes he's heavy enough that it'll just catch up with Ikarath.
Oh yeah, everybody would catch up with him, but he looks back as he's jumping. He's just, what the fuck? Luckily, Featherfall is 60 feet, so it would be fairly. And he was already under the effect because of his cloak.
Yep.
So
So you guys feather fall to the ground, and you see mine tracks going off in one direction from the hole that you fall from in the sky.
Oh. Rex is already on here.
Yeah, I've got everybody on there. Alright. You see passages off in multiple corners. You see crates and barrels sealed in the corner with pickaxes and shovels, some broken, some still intact. And you hear
Armok immediately
shuffling
starts
noises.
looking around for signs of life having passed through down here. Like
Yeah, no,
tracks.
there's like tracks and deep sloughs of areas where like limbs have been dragged.
Rex is gonna search the crates.
yeah, Edge is
Anything
gonna
usable?
crowbar open the other one while we're looking for supplies.
You find what looks like some sort of glowing crystal, and it almost feels like your hand burns when it's close to it.
Who finds that?
Both of you. That's what's in all the crates.
I don't know if Rex's hand can burn, but Edge definitely won't pick any of it up.
Rex, it starts to like heat. It starts to turn red.
It's the like dark
And
What
Fish
about
color.
what about his crystal?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rex
Are
has
they-
got Alvin
Are they a specific color?
Rex, your crystal motherfucker saying get away from that shit.
Okay. So
evil.
Rex is just
Voltaire investigates.
gonna drop it and walk away.
He doesn't touch anything. He just kind of looks at him. And
Why does it still sound like ducks?
oh yeah, I forgot to take off the duck.
Should Ikarath roll?
Well, there were ducks over over the hillside near you guys, but we're out of there now.
Oh, good.
There were ducks back where there was water. Icarus isn't expecting ducks at the bottom of a ravine in a dwarvish mine. full of
No. When
pond-
you were back in the mountains on the other side of the hills, there was a pond with ducks.
Oh, at the campsite?
No, well,
No,
I
right
guess,
before
yeah.
we jumped.
Yeah, right before you jumped. It was out of sight.
He doesn't have the. He has to cast that cantrip though, and he was getting.
Right.
He doesn't know that there were ducks up there.
Well, lucky us then.
And you hear shuffling coming from behind you, Edge.
Okay. Edge is
Look out!
gonna...
It's red Fu and sky blue.
And Voltaire, you feel strangely energized.
Come on, nobody was around in 2012. That was a hilarious joke.
I didn't.
What joke?
He said you hear shuffling behind you, and I said, "Look out! It's LMFAO."
Oh. Okay.
And I'm just picturing the turtle guy from the beginning, like the guy with the turtle backpack on from the beginning of that video, just like shuffling into view, and Edge is like, "What?"
Well, Edge is gonna prepare to defend himself, depending on what is coming down this hall.
Rex is gonna stealth.
Voltaire.
Oh, can I have retconned and said that this morning before we jumped off, I cast, because I mean to do this at the beginning of every session, telepathic bond, so that way we can all communicate
Yeah, that's
telepath. Cool. So if Edge lets everybody know,
Edge, are you hiding or are you just standing in the doorway?
Edge will be going stealth, so as soon as I remember how to roll things. Hold on.
And then Armok is going to touch his Witcher's medallion.
Okay, everybody at this point, reduce your maximum HP by 1 temporarily. Keep track of this somehow.
I assume that our tummies start hurting.
Yeah, probably.
Voltaire tries to grab your crystal.
Oh, perfect. You can use your
Roll-
temporary hit points to set negative.
Yes. Roll, well, actually, Voltaire, you don't take that effect.
Oh, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, however, roll Constitution save at disadvantage.
Oh, God.
You guys see Voltaire, unless, are you being sneaky or no?
No, he's just like inking a claw on a crystal.
So as you the crystal start, you see it start burning your claw, and I would assume try and pull out, and it stays attached to your claw. And you see it sparking, and you guys see light start to pulse out from it, and it slowly gets less bright and less bright, and you see the sparks start to climb up Voltaire's arm, and you see it climb through, and like almost like it's going through his veins toward his heart, and as it hits his heart, he falls backwards and starts seizing on the ground.
Not this again.
What do you guys do?
Did Armok pick anything up when he touched his medallion? Is the thing close enough yet?
There are aberrations definitely within 30. How big is a 30-foot? Let me look.
I have no. Yeah, I was gonna say on all of your maps, I have no idea how far 30 feet is.
Yes. We just generally assume, unless it seems completely unrealistic, that it's roughly whatever it
Well, but
says.
you've also done some massive maps too,
That's
which
true.
like so.
We just guess. So no, actually, you don't. You got nothing. Seems perfectly safe to you. Not even a whisper, because 30 feet.
In that case, he's gonna take cover on this side of this anvil.
But there was
Icarus
shuffling
hasn't
heard from
noticed-
down this
Like
hall.
I know. Oh, from this side?
Yeah, Edge probably should.
Yeah, Edge said it was behind him when he was standing here before he ducked over here because he wasn't sure what it was yet.
But I'm not sensing anything on the Witcher's medallion.
Not at present.
But yeah, if it's not, then he'll kind of take cover like kind of halfway around this corner.
Are you stealthing?
And he's just crouching for cover, basically trying to, while he's looking, he's trying to see anything he can see right now.
You see just that start to come around the corner.
Touches the medallion again.
Yeah, that's aberration.
He telepathically goes, and everybody kind of gets the sense that he can see something over there. Are we getting the sense that we should probably fight these things? That's not for the DM. That's not for the DM. That's for the party.
Or decide quickly.
I mean,
I would do something, but
we are in position to ambush it, so.
In that case, I'm gonna pop down an Earden. So as soon as I see this thing and I say that in the party,
it's
I'm
lumbering.
planting a. Well, so I would have been planting this around the corner, which is going to trigger as soon as he steps on it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be casting this at 3rd level. But basically, it's a glyph on myself. So I step right here, and then I step away from it, and on the ground right here for a 15-foot sphere is a nice zappy thing.
So it steps on it, and what? I don't see what happens.
So he needs to make a wisdom saving throw, otherwise he's basically slowed while he's in there.
Yeah, he's slowed.
And then it didn't. I thought this was made to roll damage.
What's the 18? Yeah, no, didn't make it.
Wisdom saving throw, 1d8 lightning. Why wasn't that? It's already built in. What the fuck? Stupid thing. Earden, level 3.
And you said it was 3d8.
Also, that is not his spell save DC. It's 18, not
Yeah,
14. I have no idea why that's coming
So
across.
he takes 12 damage, and he goes, and you start to hear the
That's why.
walls shake.
As soon as it triggers and it
And
zaps
everyone
him,
roll
Armok,
initiative.
yeah, I was gonna say Armok is definitely gonna jump out and stab this thing.
Yeah, I was. Edge was already waiting in ambush for something anyway. So he'll probably jump out along
They
with
automatic
Armok.
just get last on initiative.
Button. Who's got the button? There it is.
I'll roll
I mean,
some in the order, but
We also should always assume that Ikarath is going first.
Well, so he's got. Yeah. Okay. Good. So in addition to that, he also gets that and that. So he's got a 29, a 30, a 31 for his initiative.
you still had Armok selected.
The fuck?
So Armok has 29 right
Nope.
now. You-
Okay, so Armok should only have like a, what was it, a 15? Sorry.
Yeah,
it's
Armok should have a
Armok.
15.2 for his initial one.
And then I didn't select. That's what I didn't want to select the token so that Meta could just put. Yeah, did that incorrectly.
All right.
Rex
Or-
didn't make it onto the list.
God damn it, your characters never work.
Oh no!
What is yours?
6.13. I even had the character selector when I pressed the initiative roll, and it still just said, nope,
It's a
fuck
damn
you.
Threadripper.
You can't handle the 32 cores?
I did upgrade mine to the 1500X, so I'm happy about that. But that's how you guys can see me now in Discord. Because I'm not maxing out my CPU. Alright, Ikarath.
Okay. Ikarath is going to use one of his new spells that he picked up in Seyfalls from Alvin. Because it's nasty, and that's how we do. He blasts an Aether Lance at this fucker. There is no save on this. He just takes the fucking damage.
Nope.
So he just goes bang, and everybody sees a.
How much damage is that? Oh, it's above it.
I rolled it above its 21 force damage.
Just takes a wall.
And he nods, and he's just like, "Yep, that spell works. Good job. Fuck him up, mates." And then he's going to like
second.
slide behind these things.
1 second, don't move yet.
Oh.
I gotta do a thing that I have a thing for. Give me a second. Gotta find the other thing I need for this thing. Okay. I need to make my... 1 second. Just ignore this. This is just for my mechanic. Right here. That's just my mechanic. So that's not a red circle you need to worry about.
I have no idea how that red circle is going to fix your car, Meta.
Good point.
It's a mechanic thing. You know what to do.
Anyways, so... Voltaire, why are you... Oh, no, I forgot.
Remember? My turn is nothing. I'm having a seizure.
I
You're
wish
also,
wizards learned shit like
also
lesser
a large
restoration.
chunk of the ceiling falls out. At complete
Oh.
random, because trust me, there's a mechanic for the complete randomness rolling dice. And it can completely miss you guys probably the majority of the time. However, this time, it did not. And since you can't move, you can't save.
I believe you.
So, at least Voltaire's a beefy boy. And you take, luckily, not a lot of damage.
40.
19 damage. However, you are pinned by a 100-pound slab of the ceiling.
I don't think I care that much. I can't do anything.
No, you really can't.
It wouldn't matter if I was pinned or not.
And now, Ikarath, you see that boof happen, and then it's your turn. Well, not your turn, but your
Basically, a rock just fell on Voltaire.
100-pound piece of the ceiling rock, yes.
Ikarath's like, oh, that can't be good.
On the
Like
plus
an
side, he's not
anvil from
seizing
Looney
anymore.
Tunes.
On the plus side, he's not seizing anymore.
Oh, okay. That's good.
But Ikarath, since he already used his action, he's going to just use the rest of his movement speed to kind of like run and then take a slide behind these boxes.
Uh-huh. Oh, you just take a slide behind Voltaire. It's a pretty big rock.
Well, like he's trying to get behind like this line of cover that the boxes and
Yeah.
the slab of Voltaire is making.
Yeah.
He can't quite make it with his movement speed, but he's trying.
Yeah.
And then does he? I need to check something real quick. No, I don't think I'll do anything right now.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, that'll be it for Ikarath.
Okay, 1 second.
Oh, bonus action 5-foot step. So he slides. He does not make it between the boxes and all the way back, and then he just like scoots all the way behind the boxes, and he's like crouched down. So he's basically just holding his eyes over, trying to give himself cover with these boxes full of angry crystals.
Angry crystals is accurate.
Yeah, no, it's literally if Ikarath had walked up there before anybody else, he wasn't going to just.
Oh
pick
yeah,
one up.
Ikarath, also take -1 to your max HP temporarily at the end of your turn.
Yeah, I did earlier when you said it.
No, again.
Or I think that music's a little too much.
How's that?
That's better.
But he was totally going to lick one of these crystals to see if it was drugged.
Oh god.
Very glad that other people handled them and were like, it's hot, don't touch it first.
I mean, it's
I mean,
not been that
Voltaire-
it's not been that damaging to anybody but Voltaire so far. Ikarath, you moved there. Do you have any other things?
Nope, that was his action, bonus action, and movement.
Voltaire, make a Constitution saving throw.
Straighter.
Straight. Voltaire, your system stabilizes. You are presently unconscious. You are still pinned, but you have progressed. However, for some reason, when you wake up, we will talk about what you feel like.
Okay, so is that all my turn?
Yes, unfortunately.
Alright!
You touched the spicy crystal.
You said it
Haven't
energized
you
me.
learned by any of the parties in this campaign, touch crystal, bad thing happens?
You said, oh, it energized. You feel energized. I'm like, what happens if I touch it?
Yes, but remember, you know how 9-volt batteries can power your kids' toys, but if you touch your tongue to them, it shocks you?
Well, there's not a kid's toy.
No, but the crystals basically. Well, I mean, kind of he is. He's being
Oh, that is
powered.
true.
You don't know what he's being powered by because you've had weird. There's a lot of weird shit that's been transferred to you.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, so who is 17?
Who's
Oh.
one of these monsters?
You
The
see,
monster?
lumbering out to the south. Another one of those who sees his hurt friend. And he grabs the table with his mighty forearms and he chucks it at Armocked and Edged. Well, Armocked because Edge is stealth. But it's going to hit Edge, probably, who both of you need to make dexterity saving throws. At disadvantage, given basically there's very little movement maneuver.
There's room to maneuver. What the fuck? I've got like there's between the wall and here. There's almost 7 feet. That's
but-
wider than most things.
But this is like a 15-foot wide table being flung at you. and you got Voltaire's boulder on one side. You've got crates behind
Okay.
you. It's thematically fits is why. So Armok is able to like dive over top of the anvil, just barely missing the horn of the anvil as he rolls and stands up. I don't need to adjust Armok's size. And he comes up behind
Maybe a little.
Voltaire, and as this table is just hurtling towards Armok, and Edge just does not see it coming. He's worried about this motherfucker in front of him. Armok is occluding his view. He can't see the table flying until Armok, with no warning, jumps out of the way at the last second because there's no time to react or yell. And Edge looks over as he hears something flying through the air and gets smashed in the face with this giant desk, taking 24 damage and being knocked prone.
Ow.
And you are prone. And then you hear it roar again, and you see another piece of the ceiling break free.
It falls on Voltaire.
4, 5,
No, it falls
6,
on falls on
7,
Voltaire
8,
again.
9.
This time smashing
2.
Armok because he's on top of you.
Ikarath, to the right of you, where that crate is, a chunk of rock slams into the ground right on the crate. You may want to deck save out right next to it.
Oh no, Meta, I'm totally okay with the evil crystal shrapnel just shredding me.
They're not evil. They're not evil.
You said it was hurting us.
Well, yes, but it's not evil just because it's harmful.
Uranium's not evil either, but that hurts if you hold on to it. So
See?
Uranium is literally just green rocks with bad vibes, okay? It's not necessarily evil, but it's fucking close.
Okay, so yeah, you have a few of these crystals lodge themselves into your leg as you jump off to the side. I'm assuming you're gonna rip them out.
I mean, yeah, if I can take a reaction to rip them out immediately, then
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of one of those, like, if you're like caught on fire.
yeah.
You take, however.
Ikrath is wearing invisible gloves. It's literally a fairly common item, and so he's not using his fingers to actually touch the crystals as he brushes them off.
20 damage and minus 20 max HP temporary.
We really could have used Thalrak to like Heroes Feast us or something right now.
yeah, that would have been helpful.
Big falling rock.
Did it like shatter this barrel?
Yeah, I should probably X out that box. And
I was gonna say, can we start like scribbling out the stuff that's been destroyed and whatnot?
yeah, so I'm just gonna put like, this is all like crystals all over here. Like those barrels still exist, but not
the
this.
crystals
Not
are
this.
green.
Yes.
Ooh,
And
it
they
is
glow.
uranium, guys. You just really want Voltaire to be Spawn.
I didn't know these crystals.
I'm just
exist-
picturing if Voltaire gets stabbed with one of these things, his colors start to change to match Spawn's, you know?
It's white powdering. It's a red tape.
All right. That's all that thing does.
Next.
You hear roaring and coming from over here. And so right where the table used to be, a rock smashes down right in front of Mr. Big Man. And that's all that happens with that thing. And it's Armok's turn.
Yeah, Armok is just gonna leap off of the rock that has Voltaire in it. And he's gonna run down here and he's gonna be trying to like pull its attention this way so that Edge can still hit it like from behind, you know?
Yeah.
Armok pulls out his super sword, which somehow got destroyed. What? Hold on. My sheet got messed up.
Oh no. So how you guys doing? How you guys feeling about these enemies so far?
Not that messed up. It's already fixed. Come on, man. He bonus action. He applies one of his potions to his sword. It's not a potion. It's an oil, technically. And then he is going to attempt to slice this motherfucker up. That's not good.
No. No, you slice at him, it bounces off of this thing's thick skin.
That's good.
This one does, yes.
The second damage is not supposed to be slashing. It's supposed to be poison. What the fuck is wrong? Who was touching my sheet?
Roll 20.
Apparently. So that's supposed to be 8 acid, 16 slashing, 5 poison.
I've noticed weird things like that happen on my sheet multiple
Okay.
times too.
It takes some amount of damage.
Is it immune to acid damage?
It is not. The acid does burn the skin and it does slash, but I don't really know how you'd know anything about poison.
Well, if it's aberration and it's immune to poison, that's like not even that doesn't even phase anybody really,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
aberrations literally don't work on the same biology. So if aberrations are immune to poison, it's sort of like, well, what did you expect from an
Yeah.
alien?
Yeah, the poison doesn't really do anything. I just don't know if there's any way you would know it wouldn't do anything.
No, it's a class feature where basically instead of getting certain classes get extra damage to their weapons, and
So
I
you're not
get
even
poison.
concerned if it works or not. It just, you always do it.
No, the acid damage I was concerned about though, because that's my aberration oil.
No, the acid hits.
So if that's not doing work, then we have a problem.
The acid's working fine.
Yeah, that'll do it for Armok. That's all he's got.
And it is somebody's turn.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. He can bonus action hand crossbow this thing at point blank range.
Yeah, you have.
29.
And the crossbow lodges itself into this.
That
thing's
didn't
arm.
have acid damage on it. I'm sorry. I left that clicked on.
Oh.
I should not have left it clicked on because he has not applied it to
With
his
just
bolts.
8
So it's
damage.
just 8 piercing damage, but it's
Alright.
fun. Here we go. Sorry.
And 10, where are you, 10? And you're right there. You guys see her coming from this direction over here. Another roaring and an angry sound, and it also sounds forlorn and like concerned. And two, three, one. Let me do this. Another rock slams down, taking up that 5x5 square as it pounds into the ground, shaking the ground as the walls continue to shake, as these things continue to howl. And it's Edge's turn.
Well, I'm just gonna get back up.
Yep.
And, assuming I still can, I don't know if getting back up takes my whole turn or not,
It takes half your movement.
okay, then
So
I'm
if you
still in
wanna get
range
behind, yeah.
to get behind this guy and slash him. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And you go slushy slash.
Where are you at? There we go. That should not have been a disadvantage.
I don't think it matters, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it matters either, but
You do hit though.
Excuse me.
That's you.
oh, I forgot to turn sneaking back on too.
You can just click the sneaking thing as opposed to checking it. You can just click it now and roll it.
Yeah, where are you?
Yeah.
Where's it at? Right there.
So that's some amount of damage. You're gonna have
So
43.
yeah,
43 as you just absolutely shred this thing's stomach, and it follows, come pouring out across Armok's boots as the thing topples to the ground, dead.
so yeah, Edge comes running by after he gets back up and just runs those claws right along its side as he runs past it, and cool, that's one down.
Voltaire, you are
Yes?
awakened by a delicious scent.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Damn it!
So
Okay,
good
then.
and bad here. You are still pinned under a 100-pound rock.
Okay. I can
Igrat's gonna
handle
run
that.
over there and disintegrate that fucker. Just get him out of here.
But you can
No,
communicate
he doesn't
now.
know.
You can communicate as well to the people around you now.
Yeah, now
Because
that
you
you're
got
now that you're awake,
telepathy.
we are telepathically linked, so you could be like, "Hello, can someone get me out of here?"
Help!
There we go. Look at that lovely rock. And it is Edge. You have more things? Where did you go?
Let's see. So I don't know if I have any other moves.
That is yeah. You used up all your. How much is your movement?
Well, rogues don't get a multi-attack, but they do get a lot of shit that they can do with bonus actions. So
but
Let me see.
but
you
have
can
anything
you
that gives
can dodge,
movement?
disengage, hide, dash.
Hide's not bad.
Yeah, I'll go back into stealth so I can get on the one of the other ones.
Yeah, there's
Without
no
getting
line
attacked
of sight
again.
right now for anything, so perfect. Yeah, roll
Alright.
your stealth check. Yeah, you're pretty stealth.
All right.
And for the
As he
stealth, you
fades into
become
the
a
shadows, we
ninja.
just hear him whisper, "No tables this time."
Yeah. I don't think he has anything else. So I can throw that half a chest over there. Better be careful of that.
There you go. Then it is Rex's turn. Voltaire is pinned by a 100-pound stone. Ikarath has been impaled by glowing green crystals. That thing died. This thing exists down here.
So Rex rolled a 16 on a stealth check. Is he still stealth to this one?
No, there's direct line of sight.
Okay.
Because I know that's how stealth works now.
Well,
So
not
Rex
always,
is-
though.
Well, I
Because
mean,
if somebody has its attention and somebody rolls a stealth check that's way better than its passive, then you could always rule that. But 16 is probably not way better than its passive.
yeah.
No. Rex is gonna run up there, then cast Misty Step
Uh-huh.
to go right behind it,
Uh-huh.
and he's gonna start doing some slashy slash. Why is it upside down?
I don't know. It just happened.
For
Yep, you
a
hit.
27.
Good call. It would have been hard to assault it from the front with a giant stone in front of it.
For a 19.
19 damage as you just cut into this thing's flesh.
Roll again.
Black blood spewing out from its thighs
21 to hit.
as the smell wafts over to Voltaire. You hit again, cutting up more fillets for 18
For
damage,
18 more.
taking a chunk off this thing's arm.
And another one
You
for
hit.
20 to hit.
Fucking fighters.
15 more damage. You continue to build a pile of meat falling off of this thing. Voltaire,
still-
you just see it's like watching the people at Arby's slice the roast beef. That's kind of the thing that's happening that you're watching go on right
Oh,
now.
and it would be cooked because these are flame blades too.
Oh yeah, so you could hear the sizzle.
So it's a hibachi grill then.
Yeah, made to order.
So
And
it
there's
smells
this rock
extra good.
platform in front of it. You're just chopping it off onto the rock platform in front of it, and you just hear it sizzle and fall to this table in front of you. Next
I'm
time
gonna
on Iron
action
Chef.
surge and go for another 3.
Yep. You hit
For it. Oh, that's a big one.
for 18.
For what's that? 18
Hit.
more.
You
Oh.
miss.
That one misses. And the last
It
attack.
misses.
Oh, that one misses.
Got cocky. He was just slicing and dicing, and then all of a sudden he just lost his tempo. I was like, oh, fuck, there goes the meat. Fuck, I can't reuse that. 5-second rule doesn't apply. All right, any other things, Rex?
Nope, that's about it.
Ikra, your turn.
Icareth is a little concerned because he knows that he's heard ones from other places, but it's established that Icareth has probably the single worst passive perception in the campaign.
Yeah.
So he has no idea where the other ones are. So Icareth is.
Shatter.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, but I don't want to hit Voltaire underneath there.
Oh, I thought that was just collateral damage, you know? Part of the
Shatter.
hazards of the
Take the
job.
fuck out because he wanted to rip my tongue out. It doesn't mean that I'm just like, well, if I can hurt him to save him, I will. No, is it like on him where it's like
Yeah,
he's
no,
not-
no, he's under it. It's firmly
right, but
pressing down on
it
his
is like
chest.
pound him so that the boulder is like sunk into the ground and there's like no purchase, or is it like just lying on top of his corpse?
No, there are places where you could get like an inch and you could get your hand under.
Wait, could Voltaire help push it off of himself while Ikarath
Wait, hold on. Can Ikarath just cast Reduce on it and like flick it off?
That was gonna be my next question. Is if I
That's
cast
probably
Reduce on
better.
it, will
Voltaire's
that
kind of
basically-
pinned like this. He can't really move too much under there.
Cast Reduce on it, pick it up, throw it at the
I
creature,
don't
and then
have-
uncast
I don't
Reduce.
have enlarge reduce prepared
Ah, boo.
Oh.
because I took some other spells in case he tries to rip my tongue out.
And then
Why? If it isn't the consequences of your own action.
Yeah, no kidding. Whoops.
I really did that. I forgot that I did because at the end of last session I put all my stuff together for this one, and I was like, okay, I got to remember this in case he tries some fuckery again. Oh no.
Voltaire, you've got yourself into this situation, it seems.
This is a pretty.
Wait, no. Hold on. Voltaire, let this happen. It'll
What?
work. Trust me.
What?
Let it happen. Just go
You
with
let
it.
happen. Sleight
I'm
of hand?
casting.
You can't know because you didn't tell
Oh.
him. Unless you tell him what you're casting, he has to decide before you know who you're casting.
That's fair. That's fair.
So you have to. Unless he tells you, you have to decide blind.
Do you trust Ikarath?
Do you trust Ikarath?
Yes, he does.
I cast
Yes.
Banishment on Voltaire and then immediately end concentration, putting him in the nearest unoccupied space. And since the moment he disappeared, the rock fell to the ground, he is now on top of the rock or next to it.
Yeah, he's right on top of it. That's a high. That's. I mean, that's fishing with dynamite, but. But sure.
Ikarath probably could have just tried to tip it over, but he's a
Yeah.
wizard. It's wizardly thoughts.
No,
you know?
I love it. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I am by no means disparaging it. It's a
course
creative
not.
use of the
Bring
spell.
somebody from Boulder is pretty overkill.
But it's, I like
could
it.
have just cast it on the boulder itself, but hey, like.
But banishment's not. But it can only banish creatures, I think. Yeah, creatures.
Is it? Oh, okay. Well,
Target
then
creatures.
that still feels real overkill, but hey, that fits the character.
It is, but I have really weird spells prepared right now.
Yeah,
And
because
so,
he's got to
like,
make sure his tongue doesn't get ripped out.
Yeah.
well, not only that, but I just got a whole bunch of new spells from Alvin that I need to try out and stuff like that. And I also just have weird spells prepared as a time wizard anyway. Like all my reactions that let us not get fucked up by things that are happening actively as opposed to the ceiling collapsing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not super worried about that. So as soon as Voltaire comes up, I'll like bonus action high five, even though Voltaire's probably not like. So he just kind of slaps Voltaire's hand and is like, "Yeah," and he's gonna run over. He's gonna start running back here because he assumes that there's no crystals around the corner, and he does not see Edge. Like Edge is just like literally just kind of plastered to the wall.
Ikarath, roll smell perception for
Smell
mushrooms.
Oh no! So this is a +1.
Nope.
Yeah, so that's a 4.
You smell nothing.
He's got like a little fleck of the crystal burning on the edge of his nostril. He's
There you go.
And that'll do it for Ikarath.
Voltaire,
Voltaire, first
you're
things
able to do
first,
things.
stands up.
Technically, since he couldn't go back to where he was, I think he would have popped in back
Voltaire,
on top or not.
until your next long rest, take an additional 20 temporary HP points. And a
Okay.
temporary +1 to your armor class. Unarmored armor
Okay.
class, anyways.
Yeah, he doesn't wear armor.
He only wears the finest cashmere sweaters.
What the? Why does he do that?
Alright, Voltaire kind of hops off the boulder and he goes to lift it up and just chuck it at this thing.
Yeah, I think barbarians have an improvised weapon thing, don't they? Or like they can chuck anything, or is that old barbarians?
That might be old barbarians, but
I think we can still make it work.
yeah, technically he's not using it as a weapon. He's just throwing something heavy at them. So
Rolls athletics followed
Yeah.
by a ranged attack.
Okay. Well, I'm going. No, I don't need a rage for. I need a rage for this.
You didn't need to rage for this. Now roll your ranged attack.
There we go. That's better.
There you
That's
go.
my rage.
Ah, now roll your ranged attack.
Okay, I'm gonna
At
reckless attack.
At
Oh,
advantage. And if you reckless
Okay.
attack, that would be 3 dice.
that would be. So I'm not gonna
Because
reckless
we
attack.
stack things in this game because it's fun.
I don't know where I have a ranged attack. I think that'd just be Dex with proficiency.
I don't know.
My light crossbow is Dex with proficiency.
There you go.
Alright, so I'm gonna roll this, add 5 to that. So 17.
Yeah, it smashes it across the head, throwing it against the wall. Boom.
Is it going outside of my attack range?
No, because you're still within 5 feet. But you need to roll 4d12.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna. I guess, what's my rage damage? Add 3 to this for rage damage.
Okay.
I'm raging from afar.
And you want to know what's really funny?
yeah, it's not bad.
Do I know what's
Yeah.
really funny?
Mm-hmm.
28 wouldn't have killed it. 31? 31 does in fact kill it. So the 100-pound boulder smashes through this thing's head and it throws it into the wall and it goes boom! and its head explodes against the wall, and the body falls to the ground dead in front of Rex, spraying black ichor everywhere.
Do I have to make a deck save?
Yeah. Yeah, you jump backwards and avoid it.
Phew.
Voltaire growls, my turn.
And 17, where are you, 17? 17, you just
That's
died.
the one that just died.
This other 17, however, did not die. And you guys hear a... Fuck, I don't have it here. It's on the map, but... That'll work. And you see hurtling from the hallway to the north a treasure chest thrown, and it collides and smashes against the rock and tumbles out. And you hear a roar!
And over the telepathic link, Wrath goes, are we supposed to beat the treasures or the monsters before we get the treasure, or are these monsters just really cool?
They just know we're gonna beat them. Skipping a step.
And we roll our falling debris dice. Voltaire, make a dex save.
Jesus.
Okay. Would I have danger sense for this if I can kind of see it coming?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so you're able to jump backwards as the boulder falls right here, and shards fly out. However, one does manage to embed itself in your leg for another con save.
Oh, gosh dang it.
Your mouth now tastes like hot sauce.
God damn it! You just cannot make a con
no.
save to save your life.
Comes backwards and just partway through. Or whatever happens with this one. I think you're muted, Meta.
Well, I thought Bicarath was doing something, but it does not appear he is.
No, I was just saying no because it's not good.
Oh yeah, no. You began again to seize and go unconscious upon the ground. You're not pinned under anything this time, however. Add an additional
Not pinned
10
under anything yet.
max HP to your HP though, and your current HP.
Okay, let me...
However, you are unconscious, so yeah, and prone. So things are happening. Armok.
So
We've heard there's
roaring from
reasons
both
for this.
up. We've heard roaring from both up here and over here.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere. Well, yeah. So yeah.
Well, it's a cave, so it echoes a lot. I'm sure. Armok is going to run here, and then here, and he's going to cast Earden again, which is the glyph.
Mm-hmm.
So when this thing comes within, when this thing exits out here,
Yeah,
it's
but
going to.
before you cast that, I would like you to know what your armor class is, please.
I know what my armor class is. Yeah.
Yes, I would like to know what it is.
Oh.
What is it?
20. Flat.
Okay. In a 20 flat, we'll hit a 20 flat. And
Well,
1 second, let me get my picture. I'm sorry, I need to do my picture.
I wasn't even fucking with the treasure chest. Come
No,
on.
it was waiting for you, and you.
No, I know, but like, does it get to me before I cast my spell though? Because I did go around it.
Yeah, no, it got you from behind as you were casting it.
So does that, if I finish casting it, then before it attacks me, it
roll
immediately zaps him. I know he's there.
Roll a Constitution save for finishing it. What? What's the question?
I'm casting a spell on the ground, so if he got me before I finish casting it, then I still have my action. If he got me after it casts, then he takes the damage, and I know he's there because it instantly would have gone off.
Yeah, no, he got you. He got you
instant.
as you started casting, so you didn't finish it. You still have your thing.
Okay.
But let me roll the damage.
Mostly about the spell slot. And then what did you say? A con save?
No, that was if you were trying to continue casting. I just misread what you were doing.
No. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 16, 22, 26, 34 damage. Because it takes a chomp out of your side, and you take an additional 1d4 bleed now and at the beginning of each of your turns until healed. Two bleeds.
Okay. I'm gonna mark myself with for bleed. I'm gonna mark myself with the torn heart.
If that works.
I'm not grappled by this thing, am I?
No, you're just. I mean, part of you is grappled by it, but it's no longer attached.
Well,
to
no.
you.
It's like, do I have the
No,
grapple?
I was
making
making a joke. It has a piece of you in its mouth, but not all of you.
Well, that's more like it's swallowed or what's about
It
to be.
hasn't swallowed yet.
Well, I don't want it back. Fuck. God damn it! I'm just gonna try. Is its mouth open? Still?
Ish. Yeah.
Large enough for, like, say, a cannonball size shaped object to go inside?
How big of a cannonball? Like a real cannonball? It's like this big?
Yeah,
or
like a ship's cannonball, like just this big. Slightly smaller than a human head, but spherical.
It'd probably be a disadvantage whatever you're trying to do because it's opening and closing its mouth while it chews, but it could probably be done. Like there's enough space when its mouth opens to chew.
Okay, I would do a to put an object inside of a mimic without getting snipped. Disadvantage is fair, but
Yeah.
I would say sleight of hand.
Yeah, sleight of hand disadvantage.
Armok lights up a bomb, and he's gonna try to put it inside this thing.
Yep.
27. Cool.
How much damage would it normally do?
I have to roll it because normally it would have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Roll it 4 times for damage.
Jesus Christ. So he like sticks it in there and then he just kind of ducks away as he like, as it goes off. Dancing stars, I believe the bomb I have prepared.
Icareth and Edge and Icareth and Edge, please make dex saves.
Oh shit, it still had the acid damage connected to it, which the bomb does not have acid damage. So math real quick. You said roll it 4 times, that's 26, 24, that's 50.
Yeah, Edge, you duck behind cover when you see that bomb go down that thing.
Nope.
Okay,
You get the fuck out of dodge.
The bomb only has a 5-foot radius. It is literally, it's made to basically explode where I toss it and not go farther than that. For
All the
reasons like
blood.
this.
Yeah, but
an entire mimic. Everything's going everywhere.
Yeah.
Especially from the inside.
But yeah, the bomb did 102 damage.
Yeah, no, this thing's blown to motherfucking smithereens. And Icareth, roll your dex.
Icareth roll dex.
And you dive around the corner as the bomb goes off.
He's exploded enough monsters in his day to know that that's not good.
Voltaire, you get drenched in the blood, and you wake up immediately, and it's basically like you're covered in cotton candy. Liquid cotton candy, or like fudge.
Okay.
It's like,
This is delicious.
Somebody poured Hershey syrup all over Voltaire.
Yeah. It is black blood, so I mean it kind of works.
Also, what does Armok see down here?
Oh yes, Armok. Armok, you look down there and there's another there's a casket full of something. A barrel and another one of these motherfuckers.
That not good.
Arrgh!
Okay, so to finish out my attack action, because I can throw it, I can use a bomb as one of my extra attacks.
Yep.
I am then going to fire my hand crossbow at that thing. That's not supposed to be a disadvantage, so that's the first one.
All right.
21 to hit.
Yep, you hit.
And then I am going to down another potion to stop my bleeding because it heals me. Or at least that's what I'm hoping will happen.
Yeah, that'll work. I'll remember that you have your maximum HP reduced.
Yeah.
From a
That did not
variety of
heal me
things.
back up to my reduced max HP, though.
Yep.
And then so Armok is just kind of standing there like... Because, he just blew up the thing and he's now covered in mimic guts.
Yeah.
And that'll do it for Armok.
And 10. 10, who are you, 10?
Gotta be the one we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, and you hear the loudest roar you have heard yet that I will not burden your ears with. And the entire cavern, you see the ground split in sections. You see the walls start to... Stone starts to fall off the walls, and parts of the ceiling start to collapse. And a bunch of things about to happen, but I gotta roll them, so give me a second. Bunch of rocks are about to fall. Oh, nope. There we go. And for 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have a boulder fall.
When Edge and Ikarath took cover, does Ikarath know Edge is there, or is he still
Now, Edge will tell Ikarath he's nearby.
Okay.
Because he would have just like quietly slipped around the corner as soon as he saw that bomb light up.
That's fair.
And then Ikarath just comes
Back
like
save,
rolling
Just diving, just willy-nilly, pell-mell as fast as
yeah.
So you only get hit glancing blow, and you take half of... $34 damage, so 17 damage. As the rock strikes off of you as you dodge to the side successfully. And it is Edge's turn.
Okay, so, well, let's see. Really only be able to get back over to about here.
Are you guys 2.4 feet thick?
No, I don't know, I have no idea.
Or are you less thick than that? I think most people would be less than 2.4 feet thick, right?
Yeah, but don't go making our tokens skinnier because it's gonna mess with the dimensions. And
No, no, I'm just saying, like, just to make sure you can pass there. But you are able
pass
to
that.
pass there.
we can always turn sideways, and a person sideways.
Yeah,
is
that's
only
what I
like
meant. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
sideways. That's what my querying. Yeah, you're good.
So this is as far as I can get unless, let's see.
And take... Yeah, continue. Let me know where you finished.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna use feline agility. That way I can get down to, let's say, about right here. That should be good.
Yep.
And then, I guess I have to reroll stealth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine.
All right, and that's it for now. He's just preparing. Actually, I'm gonna also switch to my bow and prepare for a shot down this tunnel here,
Yep.
since he's pretty sure that's where the fourth one is by this point.
Yep. And Rex, it is you.
Did Rex see anything down this way while he was there?
The tunnel went in. You didn't see anything at the end, and right now it's like you can't get past it.
Okay.
There, like maybe you saw a glimpse of wood back there, but that's about it.
But like, there's not another monster.
There's
down
not a
there, right?
monster. No, we didn't
Okay.
see a
Yeah.
monster.
And no heaping pile of treasure.
You saw a little bit of wood.
Okay.
We don't know what that means.
You know, to Rex, who apparently spent most of his time underground, wood actually might be fairly valuable. Fun times.
Rex is gonna dash action and take a 5-foot step that far, and that's his turn.
All right, Ikarath.
Ikrath is gonna come back out here and just be like, "Oh god, oh!" And as he gets to about here, he's just gonna look at Voltaire. And what's Voltaire doing?
He's laying on the ground right now on top of this corpse, covered in black blood, licking it up feverish.
Yes. Yeah, just
Telepathically, like as Ikrath is like, "Ugh," he telepathically keeps saying to Voltaire, "You all right then, mate?"
He's been down twice so far.
Yeah,
But you should be feeling great because you have more HP than your max HP.
yep.
And Ikrath will take a. He'll take the dash action to just kind of jog over here. Yeah, I think that'll do it for his turn.
All right, Voltaire.
He gets up and just starts like getting every piece of food because I know that this thing also smells good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And he's like cleaning himself off as he's just tearing this thing apart and shoving it into his mouth as fast as he can.
Probably smells better over here where it's being cooked.
That's true. There are actually filleted slices right here.
They're like seared. They're like pan seared, except it wasn't a pan.
But see, this one's closer. This one's right here.
Oh god.
Get those soon.
Orange onion fillets of meat.
Okay, Voltaire. Anything else?
No, he's just continuing to scarf it down.
Okay, 17. Who are you?
The one
Oh.
up by Armox.
And you see it reach down and grab the cask.
That's what I was afraid of.
That's what you were afraid of. That's a good call.
Are they just picking something up and chucking it at me?
And
Yeah.
and it chucks it at you. And let's see what your armor class
If
is.
Armad could speak, he'd just be like, "Please, not another mimic. Please, not another mimic." His AC is 20.
Yes, it hits. And the case hits you and shatters against you. And you see a brilliant flash of green.
But it's not a mimic.
No.
Okay, good, because I don't think I have another bomb make right now.
And let me roll to see how many of these. Okay, so 8 of them. 46 damage and 46 negative max HP.
What kind of damage? Because it sounds like that thing is full of crystals and it's hitting me. So is it like piercing, or is it an elemental of some kind?
It's I guess just for simplicity's sake, it'd probably be poison, but not like
What?
a blood poison.
I can't hear you.
I don't.
Is it sharp?
No, it's basically radiation.
Necrotic might work.
Necrotic is good. We'll use
Well,
necrotic.
no, because necrotic is lower plane energy, like that's used for undead and fiends and stuff like that.
This
and
stuff
upper
is
plane
used to.
energy is radiant.
This stuff that could work. That could work based on the.
You could honestly just call it true damage or invent a new type of radiation.
Yeah, this is just radiation damage. That's what it
Technically, I
is.
think radiation is poison, but like I would say that it would overcome immunity and resistance to poison. Like Armoct is resistant to poison, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that would, because
Yeah,
it's
this is
it's
direct-
poison damage, but it's more like it's tearing your insides apart. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah, it's real, and it's burning your flesh because it's that highly radioactive.
Armoct gives just a gutter.
Like you need the tongs. The tongs
Of
radioactive. Voltaire surprisingly seems to be getting charged up by it, like the Energizer Bunny.
Well, fuck him.
Thanks, I get that a lot.
So that's what that thing does. And let me. And you're tracking your max HP, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If you click on my token in the green box,
Yeah.
that's how much max HP I have less than.
Okay. And I'm gonna try and put you to the front. There we go. And then it howls. And it caves in right here.
Sealing that thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Armoct will hobble the fuck out of the crystals over here.
Yeah.
Looking all pissed, and he'll go right here, and then he'll take an action to hide around this corner.
Yeah. Yeah, you hide pretty well. 10. What are you doing, 10? Is there anybody left?
10 should be the one down Armoct and Rex's tunnel.
Yeah, but you just hear a piteous wail. And you
Can
hear...
we roll insight on the whale to like figure out why it's wailing, or if it's like friendly, or if it's just hurt, or if it can sense its friends are dead, or
Yeah, sure.
Maybe it got crushed by a boulder.
Sure. It sounds sad as you hear the sound fade off into the distance.
Are we no?
Are we out of combat?
I think it might have retreated since we killed its buddies.
Okay, just because it's been fucking with Voltaire, immediately Ikrath is going to come up here and using cantrips like Prestidigitation and Mage Hand and stuff like that, he's going to push all the crystals into a single pile back over here.
Yeah, I'll get working on that.
Rex is gonna stealth and peek around this corner
1 second. 1 second. I'm moving crystals.
Yeah.
There, that's like a. Is that about neat enough pile?
Suppose.
It's piley.
Piley? Yeah, that's piley enough, I think.
Yeah. And now you look around that corner. and you
Without
see a
touching
tunnel
them,
winding in the distance.
Hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, correct.
without touching them, can I like do some sort of check to figure out what they do, like alchemy or arcana or something like that?
Medical.
Medical. That wasn't expecting that. I am pretty fucking horrible with medicine.
No, you're not today.
Oh shit. Ikareth is so bad with medicine, he doesn't realize that he's accidentally, like, he's read a few medical textbooks and he's just pulling from that knowledge apparently.
It's cooking
and he
you.
doesn't realize it's a medicine check.
It's cooking you. That's what you know
It's-
about these. It's cooking you, basically.
With a nat 20, can I tell if I cast shatter on them and they all blasted into pieces? Would that be like the moment in
That would be
end of last
infinitely
season where
worse.
we started
That would,
blowing up the crystals?
that would be infinitely worse than leaving them as they are, because then you're turning them into powder and then you're going to all inhale them, and that is bad news bears.
Okay, so don't do that.
You got a nat 20, so you got that spelled out
Yeah.
real clear there.
Just put
Yeah.
a rug over him and let's go.
Oh, Ikareth,
It's-
also, while you were hiding back here, you did notice crystalline mushrooms, though.
He'll go back for those in a second. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just making
Um,
sure, because I forgot to tell you when you were in there.
I need to like open a rend in space-time and just get rid of these things.
Got like a black hole spell you could use.
Yeah, essentially, like I'm a time wizard and I've done it
Too
before.
bad
I
you
just need
couldn't feed him
fucking-
to a mimic.
Yeah, well, that would have been great unless it, beefed the mimic the fuck up.
Yeah, that's true.
Leave them in their corner.
This whole time, Voltaire's just over there chomping bits off of this
Yeah.
thing.
He's
I
picking a
guess
claim.
we're just gonna let
Monsters all
that
the time.
happen, I
These things-
suppose. So.
Yeah.
These things, Ikareth is aware that they hurt. Like he's not aware that they beefed him up. All he knows is that Voltaire came in contact with these things twice and it knocked him out.
Do
We'll
Rex
continue.
and Edge see anything?
Let's let me get over there.
Can't even use that spell.
You see you see two empty crates, one sealed crate, and a couple of crystalline mushrooms.
Yep. Ikareth is gonna have to ponder this. He's gonna go back and he's just gonna start harvesting the mushrooms.
You do. Crystalline blue mushrooms related to creatures harvesting green crystal things. That's your description until you try them.
Crystalline blue mushrooms found near green radiation crystals. Green radiation crystals. I honestly thought that the eating noise I was hearing was like, I genuinely thought that was a soundbite Meta was playing.
It is.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Voltaire.
Well,
It is
but
Voltaire.
it's
It
also
is
soundbite.
Voltaire.
How many of the mushrooms do I get, Meta?
1, 2, 3, 4,
assume that I'm
5,
gonna
6, 7,
come
8,
in here
9,
hard-
10, 11, 12. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over by the other two.
So I'm putting 18 in my inventory.
At least
and
as
one
far
in my-
as they know, anyways. Right? What are you guys doing with the chest? You guys. Edge and Rex.
Well, chest, right.
Great.
Where's
That
that?
chest.
Which?
but-
Oh, well, I mean, is it safe? It's probably safe to assume there's a bunch more crystals in this one, but check it out.
All right. You open it
Aircraft
up,
goes in
and
here,
it's
starts
filled with
harvesting.
80 of those mushrooms, those crystallized mushrooms.
Armak
Edge
walks
will
over and looks
let,
at Edge and then looks at Ikrath and is like, should we tell him?
Probably should. Because he's gonna find them eventually anyway. You know how he is.
He's got one and he's like holding it up and he's looking at it, trying to figure out what the deal is with the mushrooms and stuff like that.
Hey, Ikarath, could you maybe not eat that until we're out of here, just to be safe?
He gives you a look like, how dare you, sir? But then also he's got a horrible poker face and he's just like, God damn it, I was totally about to eat that.
If you don't eat it, there's a bunch more in this crate you can have.
He immediately pockets the one he's holding and he runs over and he's just like, well, what we've got here?
Rex is gonna grab a few.
He goes, don't try those until like we've checked them out. Unless you're me, of course. Where is
I'm okay over there, Goji?
It's just here.
Anyone want to make sure he's not choking?
Are you watching in front of yourself, Goji?
As all the plays slowly disappear.
What are you guys doing with the... So are you giving Ikarath all those mushrooms?
Rex
All
took
except the
5.
ones Rex took, yeah.
Yeah.
Rex only took 5.
Alright.
You said there was like 80?
Yeah, 80.
Yeah.
Ikarath is going to use the spell Secret Chest, which is technically already active because it lasts for 60 days at a minimum. He pulls out a small miniature replica of a chest and he tosses it up into the air and he steps back and an actual full-size treasure chest thuds to the ground out of the ethereal plane. And he opens it and it's only about half full, and not surprisingly, it mostly is potions and what's definitely various types of drugs. And then on the empty half, there is his old Thunderbolt staff and his old Saiyan boots. And he's just going to take the crate and he's going to pour the mushrooms in there. He is then going to close the chest and he's going to basically it looks like he does like those toys that are like they're like circles that drop down into little spiky balls, like for kids, you know?
Mhm.
He's going to basically do that with the chest, and then he's got the miniature version back in his hand, which he pockets.
You have the most interesting toys there, Ikarath.
Yeah, no, I need to talk to Thalrak about making me a better one, because that one's like it's okay, it's gnomish make, but like Thalrak can make good shit. Like look at this, and he pulls out his the master crafted like drug box belch that he wears all the time, and he starts showing Edge as we travel to the next map, like all the hidden nooks and crannies he built into it and how cool it is and stuff. Also, can I like identify or figure out what the mushrooms do without tasting it, or do I have to taste it?
You wouldn't be able to probably without eating it.
Right, yeah, then we'll wait until the next long rest to eat it.
Maybe roll medicine.
Well, instead of rolling medicine, because I'm horrible with that, can I roll my alchemy, which is what I use to make most of the
Unfortunately,
drugs?
not for the reasons of
Damn
why
it.
this thing is a thing.
I'm not gonna get another nat 20, I promise.
Yeah, you don't know.
As we go, he's like, I don't even know if they're actually mushrooms, mate, because like
They do feel like
they're
crystals.
made of crystal.
They are.
And he keeps thinking about all the horrible interactions we've had with crystals and then Alvin's armor.
Does my armor say anything about them?
It doesn't know what they are.
Or what is it? Armor?
Crystal. It's not. It's a crystal thing that's inside of you and talks to you when you're alone at night.
Okay.
Oh, where the fuck are we?
Rex looks around and just like looks up at Ikrath and says, "Where's the angry one?"
Using the telepathic bond, he determines, oh, he's still eating those things we killed.
It's probably important to retrieve him before you move on.
Altair, get over here.
Which you can talk to him telepathically as well. We're all
Yeah,
linked.
he's
So
saying
you
that
can-
telepathically.
As he finishes, it says, "Oh, fine, on my way. I'm just getting done."
He did actually. If you guys went over to check on him, he did actually consume everything, and
But
he
the
has now
bones.
put on an additional
seen him do
50
that
pounds
before,
of weight.
Oh,
But he doesn't look like he's getting fat.
His armor is doubled in thickness, so he's a little bit beefier. Like add an extra inch to everywhere on his body.
Ikareth really wants to make a joke about his weight, but he decided not to because that might set him off.
He wants to keep his tongue.
Yeah, he'd prefer that.
oh, where to now?
I guess just ahead.
And then I'm going to give you the bottom right. And I need to make an adjustment up here. That'll do. Layer, map layer, move down. Move over and over. And over again. You guys follow the mines down further and further. You just hear the wailing always just a little bit further off in the distance, and you hear wailing behind you coming from behind the rock, and you hear something smashing at a wall behind you, but you never feel anything move. And slowly you hear it
Do we have-
less often and less often and quieter as you pass into the distance.
Do we have to roll stealth again if we want?
If you want to be stealthy.
Alright.
Armark will.
Oh, that's a bad roll.
Yeah, maybe you should let Armark go ahead.
Yeah.
Armark is also going to look at Rex because Rex starts to move and he's just being really loud, and Armark kind of winces, and he's going to point to his boots and mime that you should buy some of them because he's got the boots of elven kind that give him advantage on stealth rolls. So that would cancel out your heavy armor, and they're not attunement. They're expensive, but they're not attunement.
Wait, what are they?
Boots of elven kind make it so that you move silently. So most DMs just rule that as if you've got heavy plate. They give you advantage on stealth checks, but your heavy plate gives you disadvantage, so they cancel each other out.
That's awesome.
But for a lightly armored dex-based character like Armok, and I'm assuming Edge, although I don't really think Edge needs it very often.
No, I think I'm good.
You look to the left and you see a caved-in tunnel and a broken minecart. And roll 20, hiding things when I clicked reveal.
Yeah, that's that's classic roll
Mine
20.
tunnels going off into the distance.
It's down here.
Are you going down in there?
Well,
Edge
oh,
will
sorry,
take this
I'm
corner.
reading this map wrong.
But Edge will, of course, note that he's peeking this corner so that they don't run
You
too
see a
far ahead
bunch of
without him.
smashed and broken crates.
Alright. Doesn't look like anything useful.
Not really, no. You continue along your way, and roll 20 is an asshole again. There's a passage going off to the left and to the north, but the north is blocked by another cave-in.
Edge is gonna do a trap check just to be safe. Because not that he expects there to be traps in a mine, but it is an abandoned mine, so you never know.
No traps.
Okay.
It's not particularly sturdy, but and you see a minecart over there.
Damn.
Or anything in the minecart.
There is. When you walk up to the minecart to investigate, you see what looks like an ogre, but it's like if you turned an ogre into a statue and then like broke that statue up into pieces and then like
That's
faded all of the colors out of it.
That's reassuring.
And the other cart is filled with what looks like a minotaur in the same sort of condition.
Armark is going to kind of like paw around in it and see if he can find a minotaur horn.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really minotaur horny anymore, and when you pick it up, it crumbles into powder in your hand.
Aww.
I'm gonna roll.
Disappointed.
I'm gonna roll insight to see if I can figure out what would do this to creatures. I'm probably gonna mess it up because it's a wisdom roll, but
Well, insight is.
No, you
no, maybe
roll.
not. Okay.
Something destroyed, just completely irradiated these things.
Like those, like somebody was exposed to those crystals for too long.
For extremely
Possibly.
too long, or an extremely strong concentration. You guys have been fire with your rolls today.
Edge is gonna
No
pass that information on to the rest of the team via the psychic link. Let them know that that's what would cause to try to avoid those crystals for any extended period of time. Which should be obvious by this point anyway, but
Funny, I don't seem to mind them.
you have seizures every time you touch one.
That's
But after I get up,
That's not a giant mushroom, is it?
where? Oh, that
Right
actually is.
Oh
Oh,
my god,
God.
the grab is like, oh, come to Papa, come to Papa.
Keep in mind, this thing is 6 foot by 4 foot by about like 2 feet tall, so
I know. So the first thing he's gonna do is he's gonna take out like a scalpel, and he's just gonna scrape some of it up and sniff it, and he's just gonna start investigating it without actually physically touching it to see if it's poisonous.
It's roll your thing, your alchemy.
Alchemy. Okay, good. Because the that's our marked sheets. I'm like, why what? Alchemist supplies.
It's not gonna poison you. I mean, more than any other weird drug is gonna. I mean, it's gonna poison you, but it's not gonna.
But it's not like
It's not gonna
deadly
kill
mushroom.
you. It's not gonna kill
It's
you.
not a deadly mushroom that like has built itself to do like.
No. Well,
Okay.
yeah, no. It's not gonna kill you, but it's not like it's not gonna not fuck you up.
But that's exactly what he wants. He's gonna call the chest back to him, and he's going to have to ask somebody for a sword, because he doesn't have a knife larger than like his alchemy tool knife, which Armok has a spare sword that he would loan him for sure.
Voltaire, X save.
okay.
And
Do I have danger
if you're
sense?
going to sever the mushroom,
What is Danger Senses thing again?
One
if he
second.
sees it, he gets advantage on it.
Yeah.
For
So like
what
the
sees-
roof collapsing, he'd probably hear it break and look up and have the
Yeah,
advantage.
so yeah, you can roll advantage. You still get a glancing blow as the ceiling collapses. We're gonna pull you out. You take 18 damage as the way behind you is sealed.
Oh. Well, guess we're not going back that way unless Igrath decides to cast Shatter in this unstable mine.
Does the ambiance work? Just gotta say.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? Igrath, it's gonna take you. Are you like, what are you doing with this? Oh, you wrote.
So
this thing.
after his alchemy supply check, determining that it's not poisonous,
Yeah.
he's gonna take that little sliver and he's gonna lick it, and then as he's taking Armok's sword, and he's just gonna cut this thing off at the base and place it in his chest.
It's gonna take you a while to thaw through that.
It's a mushroom.
Yeah, but like it's like 4 foot by like 6 foot. Like it's got a
Mushrooms are not strong.
Yeah, but it's still fibrous. There's still so much mass of it. It's dense, for lack of a better term. You can't just swish that thick of a thing. Technically,
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
It's not a long
he'll-
time. It's like a minute.
Are you coming?
Actually,
Igrath?
if once he starts cutting at it, it's really tough. He's gonna cast Mold Earth, and he's basically just gonna excavate until he gets down into the mycelium of it, and he's just gonna he'll then cut the mycelium of it. So he's cutting the tiny micro roots of the
Yeah,
mushroom.
that's fine. You get like 32 pounds worth of mushroom.
Jesus, what do you want me to label this mushroom? The big
Funky, not so fresh mushroom from Little Timmy's lair.
32 pound, funky,
Not so fresh
not
mushroom.
so fresh.
Giant mushroom, I guess, is better from Little
I'm just putting
Timmy's lair.
32 pound funky, not so fresh mushroom.
Anything in this last back room here, or
Timmy.
we
Just
good?
some smashed crates.
Cool.
Timmy
And-
sure doesn't like crates for some reason.
A little bit of white powder over here.
Instant dash over here to check and see if it's cocaine.
It absolutely is cocaine, but it's real dirty.
I don't think that'll stop him.
Prestidigitation.
What?
I prestidigitate it.
Oh my god.
Would that work, or would it count the cocaine as?
Past 5 years of being a coke addict, Igrath can't prestidigitate everything.
Okay,
but the
you know,
coke.
fair enough, fair enough, fair enough.
There.
And it's probably at the point where he's got people in his drug making factories back on Shetland who gnomes can get, certain gnomes anyways, will have magical abilities, and they're an intelligence based species, so they're wizardly, so they could learn the prestidigitation cantrip. So he has people, his cocaine that he sells is literally the cleanest. It's not the purest necessarily, but it is the cleanest coke in the world. He will then quick put it in his coke batch and catch up to everybody.
Continue along the abandoned mine shafts, and you start to see writing on the wall. Does anybody understand, like, abyssal?
Oh, what's
Abyssal?
that?
No. I can
abyssal
cast
a language?
language. I can cast comprehend. No, not. I can't. That only works for spoken. No, it is for languages that you see. So yeah, I can cast comprehend languages if nobody sees it.
If you want to.
Yeah,
So
I want to.
what you see written out in mostly in blood, and it's a weird black. It start in some areas where it seems like it's less insane. It's more red, but the more insane the writings get, the more black the blood gets. And you see the tale as you're progressing through these mines. Slowly, bit by bit, the devolution, they're trapped. The people who were there left them behind. But then they start to tell their story of what the people did to them. And they were burned with, and there's like what's the word? Mentions of bright flashes of green and burning sensations and seeing their skin blacken and warp and growing claws and teeth lengthening, but hair falling out, limbs lengthening until they no longer recognized each other. Until one day they were abandoned, and a friend brought them to a home. Brought them a place where they could live and eat anything that came in. He promised they'd be safe. And then it just starts to get more and more insane to where it's just mostly mad rambling about hunger, friends, sadness, and the mines. The endless mines.
Well, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, I didn't get the first part, because I was doing poop. But I got a good portion of it, where they got hit with the crystals and stuff. Will this trigger any reaction?
I mean, whatever you would, knowing what you know about you and what's happened to you, any personal feelings Voltaire has about that story are the personal feelings Voltaire has about that story.
This is a hard one. I don't know.
There is another mine card over there as well.
There's also, it looks to be a couple more mushrooms.
Oh yeah, there's more mushrooms. Those are about 5 pounds a piece.
Okay, so that looks like there's one down here next to me, and then
yeah, mark
two
some
more
black
5-pound
over
ones,
them
and
when
a
you cut them,
one.
please. Yeah, mark some black when you cut them, please.
Okay. So that's 3 5-pound ones, and what is that one? Like a 2-pound one?
That's 3 5-pound ones, and then there's this. This looks like 2 5-pound ones there. Yeah.
Okay. So that'll be 5-pound funky not so fresh mushrooms from Timmy's lair.
Yep. Do you look in the mine cart? And do you look in the chest back here? Well, great.
If there is a chest, fucking Armoct is going to shoot it with his crossbow before.
I think it's a
gets
crate,
broken up
not a
into
chest.
Yeah.
Okay, if it's a
Yeah.
crate, it's fine. But Armoct does not trust Cheshire chest.
So in the there, Voltaire,
Yeah.
it's warped, but it's definitely a dragonborn with that same treatment as the goblin and not the goblin, the ogre and the minotaur.
He looks at it oddly. Interesting.
Edge will pop this crate open too.
So you pop the crate open, and there's a small embroidered pillow and a little silver locket on a chain.
What does the embroidered pillow say?
The embroidered pillar just says, "Sleep well, little princess," but it's very dirty. It's
Dirty because
ragged.
it's old, like dusty dirty,
It's
or dirty
old
because
and
somebody
it's
never
been
paid you?
used in a cave in a mine for like 30 years.
On that note, now that we've been walking through here for a while, can we tell what they were mining here?
I mean, you would. It's stripped clean at this point, but you would know probably by
I'm thinking
inference
more
that they were
probably
mining that green
Valrak would be
thing.
the one who'd be able to tell us because he's a dwarf, but just by the equipment and the tracks and the piles
Whatever they're doing, everything looks like it's severely deteriorated, and it looks like it deteriorated faster than it ever should have naturally.
So there's no way to tell how long ago this was an active mine.
Well, there were people mining things when you got here.
Were those people?
Do
Do those currently qualify as people? Because apparently they used to be people, but they don't seem like they still are.
It depends on your
more like,
definition of people.
They seem like super mutants from Fallout more than anything else. but
Yeah, it depends on
maybe-
where you cut off the people classification, really.
People,
So,
just sentient people that would be like, "Oh, hello, welcome to my mind," as opposed to, "I do hate you."
Well,
Edge is
they
gonna
did
take
not
the
hit you
locket.
first. For the record, they
Yeah.
did not hit you first.
That is true.
They did
They did
not
not
hit
hit
you
us.
first. They can't talk. You are correct. They do just make weird noises. That is accurate.
Yeah,
They
we
kinda
did
look like
sort
really
of
tall
we
predators.
did sort of murder the shit out of them as soon as they showed up. That is true, but one of them threw a table at me, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
they're technically monsters, and we know we're going into the lair of some sort of evil creature. So I mean, like, we're just adventurers doing adventure.
Also, Edge
Yeah.
is gonna take the locket. He's not gonna take the pillow, unless there's
Yep.
something about the pillow that screams take it.
no, it's just a pillow.
Yeah, okay.
And the locket
Also-
just has the picture of a young little girl on it who looks like she has like royal clothes on, but from like probably like 400 years ago.
What'd you
She
find
human?
there, buddy?
Dwarf actually.
Found a locket and a pillow. I think it might have belonged to one of the former residents here.
Interesting.
Matt, is that another 5-pounder?
It's 2 2-pounders.
Ooh,
This, I'm assuming this also has someone that used to be a resident here inside of it.
Yep, that is a dwarf. And a dwarf that looks strangely like a dwarf you know, but he's right now he's too busy. You guys probably don't want to show him this.
Oh.
It looks like if you took like a lineage down the hall of Valrak's parents to his grandparents, like maybe like 15 down that, it kind of looks like that kind of a resemblance.
Okay. Out of character. Anybody want to take this dwarf's face and give it to Thalrak as a present?
Armok just gives you a look like, what the
No,
fuck?
no, no. Out of character. Out of character. I'm not doing that in character. Edge wouldn't do that. That'd be fucked up.
Here you go, buddy. It's your something great granddad.
Something
But-
borrowed, something new.
Yeah. It could be a wedding present for his
his
coronation
fiancée.
or coronation present.
Well, no, he is engaged. He is engaged to be married.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, there you go.
We could
Hey,
use
what-
it to make a mold of his face, and then we could sell busts of it when he becomes king, you know?
Alright, let's keep going. Where are we at? We're at another Icarat's at another dead end eating more mushrooms, or stealing more mushrooms, I guess.
And there's a giant hole going into the ground that looks like it was hollowed out by something. Not a bunch of people, but like a something big.
Armok is gonna go take a look down it.
It goes down, and then it goes down about 20 feet, and then it kind of like bends off, and it just follows in kind of like a cylindrical manner. You can't see it past that bend.
Let's pass the hole down this way.
I love
Down-
dead ends.
What's down south?
Yeah. More dead ends, I bet.
A bunch of crates, broken and empty.
Or smashed crates. Yep, down the hole then.
It's only 20 feet, you said?
Yes.
I guess we could just jump that far.
Imagine needing to jump and fall. I can fly. One of you down there.
Edge is just gonna climb down with his claws because it's only 20 feet.
Yep. And I think as you guys descend safely to the next layer, that is where we'll call it for today.
Alright.
I think we're only got about half an hour left, so I don't want to like piece up the whole next map. We can do it in one go. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for playing. That's pretty good coordinated combat, except for the seizures. 4 loot points to everyone. and we will see you guys next week.